Today I fucked up by eating ramen before inviting a guy over. I have a pretty high spice tolerance and frequently eat the Korean fire noodles, sometimes with extra Korean chili flakes added to make it super spicy. I had a bowl today, before inviting a guy I've been casually seeing. He comes over and we get all excited. He loves oral, so I start sucking, and he's moaning, so I'm thinking he's into it, right? Well, his moaning gets louder and he starts pushing on my head, so I assume that means keep going, and go harder. So I do that. Finally, he yells, "Fuck," and pushes me away. He starts screaming at me that his dick is burning and what the fuck did I do to it? I was really confused, while he went to the bathroom to go see what was going on. And my eyes see the opened ramen pack in the kitchen trash bin, and I realize the spice, pepper must have still been in my mouth and probably burned him. He comes out cursing, asking me what the fuck was wrong with me. I apologized and explained I didn't realize my eating ramen could hurt him. He left, and I'm a little disappointed. But also now I'm hungry again and eating another bowl of Korean fire noodles with extra chili flakes. Too long did not read. Burned a guy's dick after eating Korean fire noodles. Did this to a girl after buffalo wings. The blue cheese, surprisingly, did not help her. He didn't appreciate you for trying to spice things up. This is called a chili dog, and usually costs an extra $20. Get a tougher penis. Eating another bowl afterwards is priorities. Well done. Separating the men from the boys. Today I fucked up by wearing swim shorts with supportive mesh on a snorkeling trip. This happened yesterday. My wife and I are on an anniversary vacation in Maui and we took a snorkeling trip on day one. I'm not a fan of swim shorts with supportive mesh inside, but my wife bought them for me and they look nice, so that's what I wore. We took a tour in a rigid hull inflatable boat out to another island and spent the morning snorkeling. Myself and some other people on the trip ended up riding on the side of the boat, bouncing on the inflatable tube as the boat bounced over the waves. At some point during the ride back to Maui my penis started burning. Like, really, really burning. The burning and stinging kept getting worse, but there was no way to check on the situation since there was nowhere private on the boat, so I just endured the pain while wondering if I'd somehow gotten a jellyfish in my shorts. Once we docked in Maui I ran to a honey bucket to find out what the heck was going on with my dong. To my horror I discovered that salt crystals had been left behind on the mesh after my shorts dried. All the bouncing up and down on the side of the boat had effectively sandpapered little Tony raw while literally rubbing salt into my wounds at the same time. My wong is now covered in painful raw spots and scabs. Too long did not read. Salt crystals dried on the supportive mesh of my swim shorts and the action of bouncing on the side of the snorkeling boat as we bounced over the waves sandpapered my penis raw. Get a tougher penis. Classic story. Too much time on the internet and now your genitals are chafing. This is why you jerk off dry with calluses and gradually increase to sandpaper. It toughens the penis for situations just like this. Fucking amateur. I'm genuinely glad I cut that shit out of every pair I've ever acquired. Sorry about your salty dog op. Fresh water shower if you haven't, I'm sure you have, and use baby powder to keep it from chafing more. Baby powder also keeps it nice and cool. I thought supportive mesh was the defining feature of swim shorts. Without the mesh, aren't they just shorts? Today I fucked up by eating too much watermelon while pregnant. Obligatory. This happened 3 years ago. First time poster. Typing on mobile so format might be off. Not safe for work just in case. I'm not sure if this might trigger some people. My husband and I bought a huge watermelon from Costco and it was so yummy that we ate a lot of it right after dinner. Normally, this wouldn't be a problem because we've always had huge appetites. However, this time round, I'm about 6 months pregnant, which means my stomach is kinda squashed and hence its capacity reduced. Shortly after eating, I went to wash up. While brushing my teeth, I started feeling nauseous but didn't think much of it because I still get nauseous occasionally even though I'm well past the first trimester. Most of the time the nausea passes without me having to do anything. Teeth clean, I stepped into the bathtub for a shower. But before I could even draw the shower curtains I suddenly puked a whole lot of watermelon all over the bathtub, and myself. As soon as the puking stopped, I called out a weak, "Help." Info. My sweet husband has previously said to try and tell him if I'm puking so that he can be there with me. Somehow my husband heard my pathetic cry and burst through the bathroom door only to see his pregnant wife standing in a tub full of bright red liquid. Husband. Clearly panicking. "WW what happening?" What's going on? Me. Still feeling weak and nauseous, I puked. Husband. Brain short-circuiting from the trauma. Puked from your mouth. Me. Nods weakly. It was as if my body knew my husband needed some consoling because I continued puking dramatically the next second. Husband. Oh. Happy ending. Our kid turned out fine and loves watermelon. 3 years later I'm 6 months pregnant with our second kid and have since learnt my lesson and not given my husband any scares yet. Too long did not read. I ate too much watermelon while pregnant and puked it all out in the bathtub. Husband thought I was standing in blood. From your mouth? Made me cackle tears of joy. I'm pregnant now and someone recently told me that since your baby can literally taste what you've eaten in their amniotic fluid. Which blew my mind lol. If you eat a lot of something while pregnant your kid will tend to like that food later in life. So maybe that's why he likes watermelon, hopefully not too much though LMAO. Ha ha ha, I'm so sorry for you. I am also 6 months pregnant and have a watermelon in my fridge at this very moment. I will take your tale as a cautionary one. Thank you for sharing. I know all the feels and can relate. I enjoyed the chuckle. Even though I'm sure you wouldn't have in the moment. Up. As a firm believer of watermelon supremacy, I shall present you with some watermelon dad jokes. Watermelon. What do we call a person who has 1 million watermelons? A melonaire. Less than. Dot. What did the melonaire said when he won the lottery? Water surprise. Less than. Dot. What did the melonaire said to his haters? You'll seed. You all will seed. Less than. Why was the melonaire so happy? Because he nailed one in a melon opportunity. Less than. Okay, last one. Ready? What did the wives of the haters said when the news broke out? Mamma mia. What a melon. Eyes. Less than. OMG. You basically recreated the aftermath of the bathtub stabbing scene from Psycho? I'm surprised your husband didn't faint on the spot. 10 out of 10. Bloody hilarious in retrospect. Watermelon is the worst, it goes far and wide. I always remember my daughter having a sore throat and fever on a really hot day, so I made her a smoothie from watermelon and strawberries. What I didn't expect was that she'd also caught a stomach bug. Red liquid from the sofa, through the kitchen and all over the bathroom. Today I fucked up by making my daughter open an savings account. Today I fucked up by making my daughter open an savings account. Obligatory. This actually began a year or so ago. I took my daughter to the bank with her accumulated piggybank money to open a savings account. You know, to teach her that it's good, so save money, get some interest, then have it available when she wants to buy something bigger than an impulse buy in the grocery checkout lane. Now, a year plus later, after getting 0.01% interest and being charged a $7 per quarter service fee for a dormant account, we didn't keep putting in more money in every couple of months. I'll have to repay my daughter the difference between what she put in and what she'll get out when I close the account this week. Yes, it was all according to the bank's terms, but, damn, what BS. The savings lesson I tried to pass down from my father is a little outdated. Too long did not read. I wasted some of my daughter's piggybank money to service fees by forcing her to open a savings account. A fair amount of banks have special savings accounts for children now too that have special perks for grades and no fees for kids. My daughter had one that she converted to her checking when she was 18. Instead, it taught you both a lesson about reading contracts carefully, or so I hope. Savings are not like the 90s where you earned interest in savings account. Now you owe banks money. Next time join the credit union. Banks are not your friends. Days be a-changing since we were kids. Especially financially. Did they know that the account was for a kid? Because most credit unions, and many banks, have special accounts for kids that have no fees and pay more interest. Maybe do some research and try again.